Hi there, welcome to Night Timeline Talks. Today we are very impressed with today's edition of the New York Times. The cover page is only the names of people who passed away from Coronavid-19. Thousands and thousands. And the list has at least 45% of Hispanic names, African Americans, people from all ethnicities and nationalities. They just mentioned the name and the activity they were dedicated. In case they are infants, they are not mentioning for respect to privacy. But the headline is U.S. deaths near 200,000 and incalculable loss. And a small tag says they were not simply names on a list, they were us. Hola amigos, bienvenidos a Charlas de la Noche. Hoy estamos muy impresionados debido a que la portada del periódico New York Times es solamente la lista, y continúa en páginas interiores, de los casi 100,000 casos de personas que han perdido la vida por el Coronavid-19. No se mencionan a los menores por respeto a la ley HIPAA, Health Information Privacy Act. Pero el encabezado dice todo. Las muertes en Estados Unidos cercanas a las 100,000, una incalculable pérdida. Además, este pequeño tagline dice: ellos no fueron simplemente nombres en una lista, ellos son nosotros. Y casi toda la edición viene dedicada al Coronavid, con menciones importantes de los logros que han hecho los médicos también para salvar a muchas personas, pero además los errores de los políticos, incluido el gobernador Cuomo, el alcalde de Blasio y también el presidente Donald Trump. Acompáñenos. We are mentioning that the whole edition of the NYT on this Sunday's edition is dedicated to the Coronavid from the perspective of analysis, recognizing the doctors and physicians who are saving lives, helped by nurses working 24/7 without rest, also mentioning the first responders who are helping, moving ambulances, rescuing people from nursery houses and many situations. But they also highlight and bring under our attention the cases of the political mistakes from Governor Cuomo, Mayor de Blasio, and also from the President Trump administration. And they say that this situation is going on. It haven't ended. Even today, many churches are open to pray. The problem is on. Even today, many people is trying to celebrate Memorial Day. At the beginning on the grocery store, people was thinking, oh, New York Times is highlighting the names of our soldiers, our heroes who passed away on the last wars, Korea, Vietnam, Second World War, First World War, Desert Storm. No. Unfortunately, it is the list of Coronavid. Basically, the Arlington, Virginia cemetery will not open for official ceremonies where crowds can go put flags on their relatives' memorials. No, It is the first time Memorial Day weekend is celebrated in a different way, in a different environment. Many people is doing digital from their houses. Many people is highlighting the names of their friends, their relatives. And what this whole page is doing is highlighting not the names only. Is also highlighting negligence. Is also highlighting the city that was not prepared for this problem, the country, and many countries that are not prepared to face a situation like it worldwide. And also there are editorials that point out that we cannot point the finger only to single person. No. It is not a problem for a single person. It's a worldwide problem. It is bringing us under our attention that we need to face bacteriological problems and work on that. Why? Because another surprise like it, human being could not be ready to fight it. So this is a good lesson to learn from it. And as President Trump says, if the virus comes back this fall on September or October, he is expediting medical labs and researchers, infectologists, and many people to have ready a vaccine. Because without vaccine, we cannot make plans. But he is not closing again the country. He is not taking the tough measures he's been talking along the last 4 months. What he is doing is a escalated plan to face the situation accordingly. So let's go to see what's going on. But I highly suggest read today's NYT. I have the digital edition, but on the weekend I love to read in paper. I begin journalism working for newspapers and radio stations, and it's my passion. Read the papers, the odors from the ink, the formats, everything. I love it. But also the local newspaper, the Journal Constitution, is bringing how schools are celebrating graduations. And here you can see pictures from graduates that do not have a celebration in a stadium or in a special event where everybody was listening the honors from deans, from catedratics. Nobody. So many of them are wearing their outfit in front of a camera like I am broadcasting right now, and it's the way they are celebrating. But the local newspaper, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, in a signed article by Kevin G. Riley, the editor-in-chief, is also bringing a story about a new twist in a murder case, very polemic in Georgia. In the one we are going to talk in other date, because it's a long story. In 1 hour is not going to be enough to tell you this. What I like to bring today under your attention is this pandemic is still taking our lives and is reminding the Spanish pandemic. And the Spanish pandemic is also called Spanish because Spain was the only country that don't participate in a conflict. And it was a virus like flu that killed too many people. And it's not the first time the United States of America is facing a situations like it. Also, other countries are facing and did in the past. The situation is that now we have internet, we have these peripherals, cameras, microphones, and everything, and we make possible the immediate transmission of comments and situations that make us check in a deep introspection how we are affected on these times with these viruses and bacteria. They are always everywhere. What happens is people don't pay attention. For example, when somebody sneezes, I really turn around and cover myself and protect myself. And people say, oh no, it's my allergies, achoo, and they sneeze again in front of you without cover. Now, Japanese researchers show a video detailing how saliva carrying viruses and bacteria travel in sometimes hundreds of miles an hour, the speed, not the distance, travel like 3 or 5 feet around the people you are. So it's very important cover your mouth. If you are not carrying a mouth guard, use the shirt and sneeze under your shirt. It is going to retain all the contaminated saliva. Do it for the benefit of the people around you. But don't sneeze freely. It's a health issue. Don't shake hands if you haven't washed your hands. In fact, yesterday, President Donald Trump was playing golf in one of his clubs. And the first thing he did is go and shake hands with the cabbie. Cabbie is the person who helps golfers to carry the sticks, balls, and everything. So President Trump shows his good attitude, and probably the other person too, because these people are very close to golfers. They advise golfers how to play, how's the wind speed, which one stick they have to use, and they study everything. Well, if they pass the towels to the players to clean the sweat, who cares about the handshaking? So many things are going on. But my best suggestion is, even we gradually are coming back to the regular activities, like here in Georgia, where Governor Mike Pence received last Friday to the Vice President Kemp. We determine that the social distance and using gloves are imperative to survive not only this pandemic, many pandemics. Brian Kemp, sorry I mispronounced his first name, Brian Kemp, governor of Georgia, was one of the first who announced the back on business in a scheduled way. Some government offices are still closed. Only the essential business are back to work. Food production factories, grocery stores. But many people is complaining. Why Walmart, Costco, Home Depot, Lowe's, big corporations are allowed to back on business, are allowed to be working, making more money, and the small business are not allowed to work? So many people is complaining, and they make a very important argument. They have families to support. Like a lady in Texas who has a haircut place and she opens. And she was detained by police because they were considering that was not essential business. And she was in jail, but she is suing the city. And many legal analysts are advising that she's going to win because she is trained and she has a certification to process haircuts. And she knows all the measures to keep the place clean, to keep the distance, and to protect her customers. The other place up north, where also are a lot of polemic, is in a gym. Up north in Pennsylvania, I guess, where they are opening a gym and customers are desperate to use. They are wearing mouth covers, they are going to keep the safe distance, everything is being cleaned properly, and the authorities cancel the activities. But they go back the day after and they say, we are going back to business. And President Trump says last Friday that he is going to pronounce churches come back to business because they are essential. Americans love to attend church services. Anyone, Catholics, Baptists, Lutherans, Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, Jews, they have their own services too. Muslims, they have. And President Trump mentioned all the ways to celebrate in church. And many of the churches today, Sunday, are celebrating services. Some of them are on the parking lots. Open environment, so the people is not close. They are not celebrating communion the regular way. They are not sharing peace the regular way, just with a signal how they appreciate their people in the church. Everything is changing, and after this pandemic, everything will be different. Even the way to inform people. These newspapers that I show you, NYT and the Journal Constitution, are informing 24/7 online. They have a digital website open, updating people about every topic, every situation. And mostly all the TV stations, local and nationwide, are advertising, broadcasting news, and they are pretending to back on business. Half of the staff telecommuting from home, and the other less than half the operating system, the technical system of technicians and engineers that are uploading the uplink to satellites, to broadband, to optical fiber, so you can receive the downlink on your cable system, on your open broadcasting station, wherever you want to use, you are going to have news. And many associations, like the National Association of Broadcasters, NATAS, National Association of Television Arts, and many associations are celebrating and pointing out they don't give up. They don't let alone their people, their audience, and they are bringing still information on any detail, any situation happening along America and along the world. With many situations, because many reporters and anchor women were ill. CBS News has to close their newsroom in New York for a while, and they have to be relocated in Washington temporarily to do the broadcast of the primetime news. It's sad. Many things happen. Here locally on CNN, I have friends who are telling me master control is working on a different way. Everybody is away. I don't mention details because I used to work there 16 years. I have wonderful friends. CNN and Turner Broadcasting System are still wonderful companies. They are not taking serious the situation about labels, because if you or somebody put labels, let's go to see from this perspective. Fox News is Republican and CNN is Democrat. Everyone defends their own point of views, and that is what makes America rich. Everybody has the opportunity to say and defend their own point of views. Not everything has to be the same flavor, the same color. Everybody has the right and the opportunity to mention their own point of view. So, freedom for all. Everybody has the opportunity to express their own point of view. In fact, thank you for iHeartRadio, my Spanish broadcast, Irreverente Charlas de la Noche, raise audience from 2 million to 5 million people, or 5 million downloads. And sometimes one download is listened by 3 or 5 people average. So we are talking about a lot of audience, and thank you. And tonight we have one of the most recognized ladies in journalism in Mexico, the editor-in-chief of Revista Siempre, Beatriz Pajes, is going to talk live in exclusive in our show. Stay tuned with my editorial partner Plácido Garza and myself, Francisco M. Duran Rosillo, because we are going to have a great broadcast. On the meantime, America, don't give up. The world, don't give up. We attend church services online, in person. We shop our groceries. We are working, and we are going back to school, to universities, to gyms, to everywhere that make United States and the world very active. Unfortunately, the Mexican-American and the American-Canadian border is closed. As well, many European borders are closed. But this tremendous impact on the economy is going to come back on track. I invite you to enhance these situations to make it possible as soon as we can. I invite you to keep wearing your mouth guard. I invite you to wash your hands. I carry sanitizers in my car, in my house, in my office, everywhere. I have a little sanitizer. I felt my hands different, washing too many times and wearing gloves, plastic gloves, but I don't care. We have to survive this situation because we have families, we have friends, and we have a word that Lord gave us to prove our faith, our wisdom following Him, and thank you for your attention. I see you tonight on my
No solo de amor vive el hombre.
Entonces hay que conquistarlos por el estómago. Aquí tienes el gran sabor del milagro, mi amor.
Si de lengua me como un taco, con tortillas el milagro me los como todos.
El milagro. La fama está en el nombre y la calidad de nuestros productos.